What if I told you that you're not just one person, but every person who has ever lived and will ever live? Imagine waking up tomorrow as someone completely different, a medieval peasant, a Roman emperor, or a child in the distant future. This isn't just a thought experiment. According to the egg theory by Andy Weir, we are all the same consciousness experiencing different lives across time. What if you had to live every single human life that has ever existed on Earth? Not simultaneously, but sequentially, one after another, across all of human history. Think about it. You'd be born as a prehistoric human, struggling to survive in a harsh world with nothing but primitive tools. You'd experience the dawn of civilization in Mesopotamia, helping build the first cities along the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. You'd be an Egyptian slave hauling massive stones to build the pyramids, and later, perhaps a pharaoh commanding thousands. You'd live as Cleopatra, Julius Caesar, and the unknown soldier who died in his first battle. You'd be the peasant farmer who never traveled more than 10 miles from home, and the explorer who first circumnavigated the globe. You'd be both the conqueror and the conquered, the oppressor and the oppressed. In ancient China, you'd help build the Great Wall. In India, you'd study with Buddha. You'd sail with the Vikings, march with Alexander the Great, and ride with Genghis Khan. You'd be burned as a witch in Salem, and later become the judge who condemned yourself in a previous life. You'd experience the Renaissance as both Leonardo da Vinci and as the model for the Mona Lisa. You'd compose symphonies as Mozart and Beethoven. You'd paint as Van Gogh, seeing the world through his troubled but brilliant eyes. You'd be a slave on a plantation, feeling the lash on your back, and later, the plantation owner inflicting that same pain. You'd fight in every war: the American Revolution, the Civil War, World War I and II, sometimes as a hero, sometimes as a villain, sometimes just as cannon fodder. You'd experience the height of human cruelty as both Nazi and Jew in the Holocaust. You'd be Stalin, ordering millions to their deaths, and each one of those millions. You'd be the terrorist planting a bomb, and every single victim of that explosion. But you'd also know incredible joy. You'd fall in love millions of times, each one feeling like the first. You'd experience the birth of your children, all children, countless times. You'd know the satisfaction of creating something beautiful, of helping others, of making a difference. You'd be Einstein having his breakthrough about relativity. You'd be Marie Curie discovering radium. You'd be the first person to use fire, to plant a seed, to write a word. You'd invent the wheel, the printing press, the light bulb, the computer. In more recent times, you'd experience the digital revolution as both Steve Jobs and the factory worker assembling iPhones. You'd be Jeff Bezos amassing billions, and the warehouse worker struggling to make ends meet. You'd experience life as every gender, every race, every nationality, every religion. You'd be straight and gay, transgender and non-binary. You'd be rich and poor, powerful and powerless, beautiful and plain, brilliant and simple. You'd live with every disability and ability. You'd know what it's like to be blind, deaf, paralyzed. You'd also know what it's like to run a marathon, climb Mount Everest, swim across the English Channel. You'd experience every mental state: depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, but also contentment, ecstasy, enlightenment. You'd know addiction and recovery, breakdown, and breakthrough. And here's where it gets truly mind-bending. Every interaction you've ever had with another person has actually been with yourself at a different point in your journey. That driver who cut you off in traffic? That was you. The homeless person you gave money to? Also you. Your parents, your children, your friends, your enemies, all you. Every act of kindness you've shown to others, you've shown to yourself. Every act of cruelty, likewise. That's why the golden rule, treat others as you would like to be treated, is more than just good advice. It's literally true. Others are you. What would this perspective do to humanity if we all believed it? Would wars continue if we knew we'd experience both sides of the conflict? Would discrimination persist if we knew we'd live as those we discriminate against? Would we allow poverty and suffering if we knew we'd eventually experience it ourselves? This concept forces us to confront the ultimate questions of empathy and interconnectedness. It suggests that the divisions we create, nation, race, religion, class, are ultimately meaningless as we will experience life from every possible human perspective. And what's the purpose of all this? Perhaps it's growth. Perhaps the universe, or God if you prefer, is a being that wants to understand itself, to experience itself from every possible angle. And we are all part of that grand experiment. Or perhaps it's simpler than that. Perhaps we're meant to learn that the only thing that truly matters is how we treat each other. Because in the end, there is no other. There is only us. So the next time you interact with someone, whether with kindness or cruelty, with love or hate, remember that you might just be interacting with yourself at a different stage of your cosmic journey. And ask yourself, how would you want to be treated? Because in this thought experiment, the answer to what if you had to live every life on Earth is that you already are. And the only question that remains is, what kind of world are you creating for yourself to live in?